Hi traders, it's Matt here from the Forex Coach, and just taking the trade this morning. So in a short on Aussie dollar, it's come up to some support, and we're just looking for a pullback on this move up. If we look at the 1 hour chart, we're looking to come back down into this sort of level here, and entry was sort of based off the high time frames, but looking at this price action on this 5-minute chart. Okay, just back. We didn't get a great entry on this Aussie. Looking at this, I'm just going to close it off here because it's got potential to bounce higher. So it's closed off at entry price there. So nothing really lost, and I will look to get in short again should this have a bounce. Okay, relatively short video so far today, so I'm just going to do a bit of analysis. And a market that I want to look at today is the Dow Jones. So the signals and trades that I tend to take here on the videos tend to be sort of day trades where we are in and out in the course of the day. But obviously behind the scenes I do a lot of other trading and like to keep up to date with the markets and what we're seeing and stuff. So as a lot of people know, the stock markets and the indices are doing extremely well, and that can be seen here in this chart. You know, we've had this tremendous rally over the last few years in the Dow Jones. We can see here all the way back from sort of 2009. We've just seen the strength here on the monthly chart. Now, one thing I am noticing here is that we are getting to the stage of being overbought. Now previously, obviously, being overbought when it's part in an upward cycle hasn't really amounted to much in the form of selling. However, if we do go back to previous years, we can see here that being overbought or in the realms of overbought has led to some big sell-offs. So it's something to bear in mind, and in order to see this price action, the markets really turn. You know, it doesn't just happen in overnight. You can see here that it's to turn here during this period. It's took several months, and you could say, you know, from the high or even from this high, for it to then come off, potentially have some sort of divergency type behavior on the weekly charts or the daily charts up here. Then you can see that that's taken months, you know, over 6 months to happen. Now, looking at the sort of time frame wise, if we did start to see some price action where we start to get some selling and some turning round of the Dow Jones, then obviously that would impact a lot of the other stock markets. Now it's got plenty of support along the way. Not just this 21 period moving average and this 50 period moving average. They have been tested before and breached somewhat, if you have a look here and here. So I would be looking for some sort of correction and initial move down to this 100 period moving average down here. Now by the time that gets down there, that's going to scoop up, and you know, we're talking months and months, potentially a year in the future. But if this does start to come off, then potentially we could see a move back down to these sort of levels, the 1700. Then it would be interesting to see if we could get down to even the 1500 sort of levels, which time with these lows over here. From there, it would make sense for there to be some sort of bounce, some sort of retracement and move back higher before then to roll again, and then we see a much deeper retracement, which will probably lead to some form of recession and stuff like that. You know, these are periodic, you know, they have to happen at some point. We can't always just be getting growth upon growth upon growth. So it's just a matter of time. But I'll be watching this closely because it'd be interesting to see if we do start to get this pattern emerging and if we do, then that would be the opportunity to get some nice short trades sort of to hold longer term on these indices. So I just thought I'd have a look at that while it was a short video, and give you guys an idea of sort of how I'm thinking with regards to these stock markets. But they've had a great run. They've had a superb run here. So we'll be looking for price action in order to make some highs. Now, on the daily charts, we are starting to see some sort of divergency type behaviour here. So it will be interesting to see if this does come off, whether this is the start of that move lower. So I am watching it closely at the moment just to see what's happening. Okay, so it's Matt back here, and the Aussie started to have a little bounce here. So we took the exit, and it was a break-even trade. So well, a bit of spread on there. So down a few pounds on that, but basically the price action that I was seeing, I was looking for this earlier on today, the push up to this 21 period moving average, this upper price envelope, and then a fast reaction. However, we didn't get that. It did start to come off, and but the support was already there, so that was the reason for the exit. There's still a lot of positive momentum in this 4-hour chart here, so potentially there might be a short opportunity tomorrow, but we've got to bear in mind that this price envelope is going to be curving round, and looking at this, there looks like there is potential for some upside now on this Aussie. On the higher time frames, it's coming to some moving averages, although it's been tested several times, and it does look weak, but we are getting to the realms of oversold, so it's hard to judge. We could see this carry on moving down, test these lows, even as low as these lows now, but as it stands at the moment on the daily chart, there is potential there for a bounce, and if we did get a bounce, my target area would be up here, 77950, somewhere around here between these two moving averages, if it could turn round. So it's worth keeping an eye on that. So potential short trade for tomorrow, and then potentially there's some swing trading opportunities to get long for some upside. Looks like there's some form of trend line across here which has been broken. Now come back down to the trend line, broke through it, but potentially we could see some more upside here on the Aussie over the course of the next few days, rest of the week, possibly next week. So I'll keep my eye on it, but as I say, as far as day trading goes, it was the right move to get out of that trade at break even, purely based on the price action. Hope you've had a good day's trading, and